As part of the Murfreesboro 2035 comprehensive plan process, consultants provided an overview of Draft Chapter 6, Parks, Recreation, and Open Space. The task force meeting began with a look at the vision statement and key words associated with the plan based upon this question: what do you want Murfreesboro to be like in 20 years?
People mentioned better educated, proud of what we've accomplished over the last 20 years, more mass transit mobility, quality of life, stronger identity, a greener community, maintaining affordability.
Past discussions have already focused on ways the city can seek to build more affordable housing. Other suggestions include increasing the percent of people who walk to work and more Class A office space. The purpose of these key words was to craft a provisional vision statement that the task force could adopt as a guiding principle. Task force member Susan Allen provided this statement.
The city of Murfreesboro seeks sustainable growth that provides a vibrant economy, safety, affordability, and upward mobility for all its citizens while preserving our values, heritage, and environment. It pretty much captures a lot of the meat of what we're trying to do with this comprehensive plan.
The consultant's vision statement was much longer, but the task force generally agreed that the broader elements were important enough to be included in a longer statement. Such expressions as managed growth, predictable development, diverse professional, commercial, and educational activity, a blend of housing types for all stages of life, and revitalizing downtown as a true city center and community gathering place.
And an attractive and well-maintained community for which we, the citizens of Murfreesboro, are proud to call home.
The overview of the Parks and Recreation chapter included a discussion of current trends in America impacting recreation.
People don't have as much time as they used to, it seems like. Everybody's completely busy. They're not making time, or they don't have the time to recreate.
One solution to the problem is making a community more walkable rather than auto-centric. It's called multimodal. Another emerging trend is providing citizens with a range of activities.
A growing demand for spontaneous, non-programmed recreation, to where people don't have to make time. If they have a little bit of available time, there's a place they can go that's close to where they live, where they can go play Frisbee with their kids or throw the softball with them or whatever.
Developing smaller open spaces within neighborhoods is another important consideration, along with increasing interest in sporting activities beyond organized team sports. More non-traditional sports like Frisbee, skateboarding, and volleyball. As baby boomers retire, demand for more passive recreation is another consideration.
To go bird watch, just have picnics, just to be outside, like at the Barfield Crescent Park in southern Murfreesboro.
Local issues addressed in Chapter 6 included equitable sharing of the cost of parks.
We're looking at the need of some almost 1,300 acres of additional parkland of varying sizes to accommodate those new residents, not only within the city limits, but within the planning area as well.
This might include some type of parkland development ordinance, whereby developers are incentivized to provide additional parkland within housing developments.
So you have parks where the new users are going to be.
Another local issue is balancing greenfield development with infill and redevelopment.
The need to maybe curb sprawl, curb outward growth, because we're rapidly losing, or we will be losing, a lot of your precious open space and farmland.
Open countryside is considered by many a feature that makes Rutherford County unique, even described as country-like living in the city. How then would the plan put a higher premium on open space outside the city? It's a complicated issue that goes hand in hand with communicating the benefits of open space and recreational facilities.
Developing your greenways system. It's such an awesome system, and so many cities would love to have what you all have, but there are a lot of folks that don't see the true value of that greenways program.
Communicating the benefits of the Greenway and its programs may be an important part of its ongoing sustainability. By 2035, consultants predict parkland and recreational facility demand will exceed 1,000 acres of various sizes to accommodate the doubling of population. The estimates are based on the National Recreation Parks Association standards. The NRPA breaks down parks by size into neighborhood parks, community parks, and regional parks, and special use areas like wetlands.
So if you look at the number of parks within your current system, Murfreesboro has, you have about 10 acres of neighborhood-sized parks. Well, based on your current population, NRPA says you ought to have about 178 acres of neighborhood parks. So that means you have a deficit of about 168 acres. When you look at the 2035 projected population, you're going to really require about 342 acres of neighborhood parks.
Consultants describe a national shift back to neighborhood parks over community parks. Residents prefer smaller, walkable green spaces closer to their homes.
I think it's a policy issue for this community and certainly an operational issue for Lanny and his staff. Do we want to have more, smaller parks that are walkable so we don't have to get in our car and drive, 15 minutes across town to go to a ball field?
The assessment includes a breakdown of the additional needed parkland by 2035. The city is currently working on a plan with Murfreesboro City Schools on a cooperative effort at park development. Chapter 6 includes recommendations for strategic placement of parks throughout the city and a look at an issue in which the city is already demonstrating success: sports tourism.
Like in 2012, the amount of revenue generated from active sports, leagues coming together from all over the state and region, brought in over $270 million.
In 2011, Murfreesboro was named one of the 150 best sports cities in the U.S. by Sporting News. The Tennessee Cup Youth Soccer Tournament drew over 240 teams and 35,000 visitors with a $2 million economic impact. Future sport facility needs for a growing community are also included in the draft chapter.
Based on that, we established the need for about 475 acres for sports facilities.
Based on projected needs, one of the key recommendations is the development of a Parks and Recreation Master Plan.
That's a pretty important kind of next step that hopefully this comprehensive plan can help to advance.
In a previous chapter, consultants identified land restricted for development due to environmental restrictions. These areas may be ways to extend the city's greenway system into future neighborhoods. Environmental constraints as opportunities to beautify and extend the greenway corridors with trails, for example. One other interesting idea that seems to gain increasing interest is the possible development of the so-called Murfreesboro Bottoms and extending the Lytle Creek Trailhead at Cannonsburg Village to Murphree Spring and the Discovery Center.
So there are multiple kind of assets within this area that could be linked together through new networks of pedestrian corridors.
Making the community attractive for residents is just one reason to add parks and greenways. Recreational opportunities also attract the kind of people to the community who themselves attract company headquarters and jobs, people interested in active, authentic lifestyles.
It's a class of people that look for certain cities that have these kind of amenities. Off the top of my head, you could suggest like Madison, Wisconsin, Austin, Texas, places like San Francisco, places that people want to live.
One aspect of this amenity is promoting natural and historic heritage areas or communities.
It's a way, again, of packaging the unique natural, cultural, heritage, scenic resources of a place and preserving those to attract tourist dollars.
Murfreesboro could be just that kind of attractive community. Adding recreational spaces and walkable greenways are important features of any attractive community, and they have the practical benefit of helping residents maintain a healthier lifestyle for the overall good of the community. Mike Browning, City TV.